Today I'm talking about Nikon's newest cameras, the D5 and the D500. All that and more coming up right after this. What's up guys, Mark back here with another video, and as I said before, I'm actually going to be talking about Nikon in this one. Let me start off with Nikon's newest flagship camera, the all-new Nikon D5. The camera checks off a lot of boxes, including super high ISO 4K video recording and a burst mode of up to 12 frames per second with tracking autofocus turned on. So here are some of the highlights. The camera features a newly developed 20 megapixel CMOS sensor with a native ISO range of 100 to 102,400 with an extended ISO range of 50 to 3,280,000. No, that's not a typo. That is exactly what they're claiming that they can get up to in the ISO range. Now, granted, I don't think that the images that ISO range produces is going to be anything near usable, but at least it's something they can put on the box. It is going to have the all-new X-Speed 5 image processor and 4K videos recording in true 4K, 3840 by 2160 at 30 frames per second with clean HDMI out. 153 autofocus points, including 99-point cross sensor and 15 points functional at f8 plus a new autofocus processor. Continuous shooting at 12 frames per second with autofocus tracking up to 200 frames per second when shooting 15-bit lossless RAW. Focusing down to -4 EV illumination, a 3.2-inch 2.36 million dot touchscreen display, dual memory card slots, 100% field of view through the viewfinder with a magnification of 0.72 times, USB 3.0 connection, and it's going to be using the ENEL18A batteries. The D5 will be sold in a body with 2 XQD card slots or a model with 2 CF card slots. Both models are due in March for a body-only price of $6,500. Of course, this is their top-of-the-line camera, so Nikon has never been relatively cheap in the grander scheme of things when it comes to their top-of-the-line camera. They're always built like tanks. They're always built to survive damn near anything. I think that for a few people, that's going to be exactly what they're looking for. And of course, Nikon has always produced extremely good images. So if you are already heavily invested in Nikon glass, you should probably seriously consider looking at this camera. Nikon also revealed a brand new DX or crop censored flagship camera, the Nikon D500. Now the D500 is going to feature the exact same 20.9 megapixel DX format CMOS sensor with a native ISO range of 100 to 51,200, expandable up to 50 all the way to 1,640,000. Again, with this camera, I'm seriously not looking for anything stellar to come out of that extremely high ISO range, but again, it's just something they can put on the box and yeah, it looks really nice and sells a lot of cameras. 10 frames per second burst shooting, up to 79 shots in 14-bit uncompressed RAW with autofocus and auto exposure engaged. The same autofocus system as the D5 with a 153-point autofocus system array that fills the frame from side to side, a 3.2-inch touchscreen display, a dual memory card slot for SD cards and XQD cards, updated SnapBridge technology for easy wireless photo transfers via Bluetooth, and 4K recording at full 4K 3840 by 2160 at 30 frames per second. The D500 is scheduled to also ship in March with a body-only price of $2,000. Now, personally, I have the feeling that the vast majority of my audience is not really going to be interested in the D5, but I still want to say that as a pro level camera, I'm a bit underwhelmed, honestly. Again, we see classic Nikon thought processes with these pro level camera bodies and they're withholding features. First of all, there's still no tilty screen. I get why they don't include a tilty screen on these quote-unquote pro-level bodies because they want them to be more weather-sealed, more weatherproof, but damn! Again, they leave out another extremely useful feature. I mean, we live in a social media world. We live in a connected world, so there's going to be no SnapBridge technology built into the D5. There's no built-in Wi-Fi to the D5 as well, so don't expect to be able to do any sort of syncing with your camera in your computer. So if they don't have any Wi-Fi built in, why would they have near field communication built in? So there is no NFC in the D5 as well. Now, of course, you can buy add-ons to increase the functionality of your D5, but it's $6,500. Why isn't it already included? For that price point, I don't think I should have to buy one single thing extra. Everything that I need as a photographer or videographer should already be included. There should be no extras, there should be no add-ons to increase the functionality. If I'm buying the top of the line camera, it should already have all of it. And let's be honest, what's up with this 3-minute recording limit on the 4K video? On the top of the line Nikon's flagship camera, you get a recording limit of 3 minutes for video in this camera. And personally, if you're still one of those people out there that are just not quite sold on mirrorless cameras or their benefits, you should definitely take a look at the D500. If you're genuinely still interested in doing DSLRs, that's the thing, and you just can't seem to pull yourself away and give mirrorless cameras a shot, the D500, you should seriously consider it. Especially if you are a sports photographer or a wildlife shooter. The expanded range that you're going to get out of your lenses because of the crop sensor, you're going to really appreciate that in wildlife photography situations. And for those of you that like to shoot stuff that moves really fast, like kids or sports or anything like that, the 10 frames per second burst speed and the 79 picture buffer is definitely something that's going to be right up your alley, so that you can just blast your subject as it's moving and know that your buffer is not going to fill up before you at least get one shot that is going to be usable for your needs. But unfortunately, for anyone that was looking at the D500 primarily as a video camera, I would just say skip it. Because currently it's my understanding that the D500 is going to crop in extremely tight on the sensor to almost micro four thirds levels. So I think it's like a 2 times crop, maybe a little bit more. So you're not even going to get the full benefit of your entire sensor. It's going to really crop in. So not only are you going to have a DX sensor, but then it's going to crop in to the middle of it and make it a micro four thirds sensor in video. In my opinion, at this price point, I would expect the D500 to be a full frame camera, and maybe even potentially be the successor to the Nikon D750. Personally, I'm just not going to pay $2,000 for a crop sensor camera. That's just the way it is. I'm not going to pay probably over $1,000 for a crop sensor camera. And if this had come out about a year ago, I would say awesome. This is a must buy for DSLR shooters. And I would say that even with its inferior video technology, but in my honest to God personal opinion, it is just too little, too late. And all that being said, this is the biggest reason why I decided to leave Nikon in the first place. They trickle out these features, and then everyone that's still on the bandwagon is just like, oh my God, it's the most amazing stuff ever. But it's just too little too late, Nikon. You just keep coming out with stuff and it's just not really all that amazing at all. And you want to charge the absolute premium for your product. And I don't care how much weather sealing you put in this thing. People are not going to these extremes. People are not going into lava pits on a daily basis. They're looking for a lot of functionality that is applicable to their day-to-day lives, which means that they're going to be doing photo shoots in relatively safe places, relatively clean environments. There's going to be a few, and I mean a very, very, very small few people that are actually going to use the full benefit of everything that the D5 and the D500 are actually offering. But in my personal opinion, this is, again, just how I feel. I'm just gonna wait for the Sony a6000 successor and see what they come up with. And I can guarantee you that it's still gonna be it's gonna be a crop sensor camera, but it's gonna definitely be under $1,000, and it's probably gonna have a lot better specs than the Nikon D500. So there you have it, and there you go, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, share the video on the internet with your friends, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you like this content and you'd like to see more. If you didn't like the video, that's cool. Give me a thumbs down. I appreciate all the feedback, no matter how you end up feeling about it. As I said before, most of this is just my opinion, and I'm open to hearing yours as well, so don't forget to leave those comments down in the comments section. I'd love to hear from you. At any rate, thanks again for stopping here at the Photo Video Show. I'm your host, Mark Puckett, and I'll see you guys again on the next one. Peace.